push you, and you've not even begun to walk through the valley yet. You want me at full gear?
Welcome back, WWE fans. WWE The Update in the house with your daily dose of matches, highlights, and news. Ring that bell and let's roll. Last night on Monday Night Raw, the WWE Universe witnessed a moment that will be talked about for years. A moment so unexpected, so explosive, and so dramatically delivered that even the most dedicated fans were left staring at their screens trying to understand what had just happened. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief and one of the greatest storytellers in WWE history, stepped forward and announced that he was done with the mind games, done with the whispers, and ready to expose the truth behind the masked attacker who blindsided CM Punk at Survivor Series War Games with a devastating stomp identical to Seth Rollins' signature move. The crowd went from murmuring to silent as Roman declared he would reveal the identity of the man who had been hiding in the shadows. With the entire WWE crew and millions watching around the world, Roman walked down a private corridor backstage, opened a door, and revealed the person standing inside. A figure in a black hoodie, back turned toward the camera, shoulders squared, as if waiting for this moment all along. The slow turn that shook Raw to its core. As the camera moved in closer, Roman stood beside the hooded man and calmly told the WWE Universe that the games were over and the truth was about to be exposed. Slowly, the hooded figure turned around, revealing a face no one expected to see on WWE television in such a moment: Jon Moxley. The reaction backstage mirrored the reaction from fans around the world. Shock, disbelief, and instant speculation about what this meant for WWE and for the future of everyone involved. Moxley didn't cut a promo, didn't deliver a dramatic monologue, didn't raise his voice or lift a weapon. Instead, he simply smirked, a quiet, knowing expression that carried more weight than 1,000 words. That smirk said everything. This wasn't impulsive, this wasn't accidental, and this certainly wasn't a last-minute alignment. This looked like something that had been in the works for weeks, maybe months, and now that the curtain had been pulled back, Roman Reigns wasn't just prepared, he was confident. Roman Reigns delivers a message to CM Punk. Roman stood beside Moxley, two-thirds of one of the most legendary factions in WWE history, and addressed CM Punk directly, telling him the war was no longer coming, it had already begun. He said Punk had been trying to expose the truth, trying to unravel the chaos backstage, but Roman made it clear that Punk didn't understand the real threat forming right behind him. Roman described Moxley not as a soldier, not as a backup plan, and not as a replacement, but as a wolf who didn't wait for orders and didn't need permission to strike. In the context of WWE storytelling, this line was powerful, symbolic, and perfectly crafted. Moxley has always been portrayed as unpredictable, fiercely independent, and dangerously aggressive inside a storyline environment, and Roman framing him in that way built the tension to a whole new level. Punk, who had already been blindsided at Survivor Series, now found himself outnumbered and outstrategized by the very men he once trusted years ago during a completely different era. What this twist means for WWE moving forward. The reveal of Jon Moxley standing beside Roman Reigns is not just a dramatic twist, it's a storyline game-changer that reshapes rivalries, opens old wounds, and creates fresh possibilities heading toward major WWE events. In WWE narrative terms, Moxley's presence adds an unpredictable and volatile dynamic, because whenever he enters a storyline, the direction becomes harder to predict, the intensity increases, and the stakes rise instantly. Roman reuniting with Moxley, even without verbal confirmation of a formal alliance, sends a message to everyone in the locker room. The tribal chief is not standing still, not backing down, and not letting anyone, including CM Punk, take control of the narrative. This reveal suggests new confrontations, new match possibilities, and a renewed sense of danger around Roman's future plans. And while the storyline remains safe within the dramatic world of WWE entertainment, the emotional weight it adds to rivalries is very real for fans who have watched these performers intersect for more than a decade. The potential impact on CM Punk's storyline arc. With Moxley standing beside Roman, CM Punk now faces a storyline threat unlike anything he has encountered since returning to WWE The last time Punk crossed paths with these men, it was in an entirely different era when the three members of the Shield were unstoppable. Now, years later, with all three having evolved into main event level characters with their own legacies, the possibility of them crossing paths again has the wrestling world buzzing. Punk's storyline has already been filled with challenges and unexpected twists, but this one changes the dynamic entirely. Moxley's smirk alone, combined with Roman's message, sets the tone. Punk may be walking into a conflict with not just one of the most strategic minds in WWE, but also one of the most unpredictable forces in wrestling storytelling. As with all WWE narratives, the tension remains safely within entertainment boundaries, but the emotional storytelling impact is huge. Punk now must navigate a landscape suddenly filled with familiar enemies who know him better than almost anyone. The WWE Universe explodes with reactions and theories. Within minutes of the reveal, social media erupted with fan reactions, theories, analysis, and emotional responses. Some fans believe Roman and Moxley forming a visible alliance is a temporary strategy designed to shake Punk's confidence. Others believe this is the start of a long-term arc that could lead to monumental matches on the road to major WWE events like Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. Many fans are still wondering how Seth Rollins now fits into this situation, given that the masked attacker used his stomp, a detail that now carries deeper meaning. Theories range from storyline swerves to possible reunions to potential betrayals, all safely contained within the dramatic world of WWE fiction. The uncertainty, the tension, and the fresh possibilities have energized the WWE Universe in a way few moments can achieve. And while no confirmations have been made, one truth is clear. This twist has redefined the direction of Raw and reshaped the heart of WWE storytelling. Why this moment feels so huge for WWE. This reveal of Moxley returning in such a dramatic, controlled, and powerful way feels monumental because it blends nostalgia with new conflict. Fans have long wondered whether the three former Shield members would ever share a storyline again in a meaningful way, and although this moment doesn't recreate the past, it redefines it. Roman's confidence, Moxley's silent smirk, and Punk's shocked reaction paint a picture of a story that could become one of WWE's most compelling arcs of the year. WWE thrives on unpredictability, and this moment delivered exactly that. Something fresh, something emotional, and something that sparks immediate anticipation for the weeks to come. The stage is set, and the war is only beginning. Roman's final words, telling Punk the war was already in motion, make it clear that this story is far from over. The reveal wasn't the end of a mystery, it was the beginning of a conflict. Whether Moxley and Roman are aligned for the long run or whether deeper twists remain hidden, one thing is certain: the landscape of WWE has shifted yet again. Punk will have to respond, the locker room will have opinions, Rollins will have a role to play, and the WWE Universe will be watching every second as the story continues. And while everything remains safely grounded in WWE's dramatic storytelling, the emotional excitement is absolutely real.